Because it's mostly reading, even though we're watching an anime, playing an anime. Anyway. Yeah, we'll just like it's not surprising. We just like tend to forget things a lot, so alright, let's continue from last time. Okay, let's load the last save. I think I might as well replay the audio that happened. Because I don't know if we can repeat it. Oh.
そこの貴様、俺たちが見えているか?
Okay, so real quick, just tell me how was the audio in that? Because last time I got really disappointed to realize that I could barely hear this beautiful man's voice. Also, that typing is not me, that's the game, I swear. Oh, thank you, Justin. For putting on a Bink thing. And then immediately after, I just see another video of that cat that I see on Tumblr. Okay, good. So let us continue.
なぜ何も答えない? 貴様に聞いているんだぞ。モニターのそっち側にいる貴様にだ。間抜け面をしよってつまらんやつだ。貴様からだと俺たちはテレビのモニターの中にいるように見えるだろうな。だがそれは大きな間違いだ。モニターの中にいるのは貴様なのだよ。貴様が現実だと思っているその世界は実は全て虚構。もちろん貴様自身もな。真の現実、それはこちら側にある。自分が何を指摘されているのかすら分かっていないか。無理もない。まあいい。貴様には分かりやすく俺たちのことについて説明してやろうではないか。まず俺たちがいるのはどこかということだ。ここは東京秋葉原にある未来ガジェット研究所だ。俺たちは普段ラボと呼んでいる。世界の支配構造を作り変えるという我が野望の拠点だな。
That's interesting. Not used to him saying the system in this translation. I get that the new translation for that, but anyway, this chat is like slightly in the way because I have it on my computer now. Oh, that Naruto. You can't say that for like every Japanese thing. I'll leave the chat on this side of the screen actually, because I don't really like looking at my phone and then trying to make sure it stays on. Anyway, the system is the means by which the organization maintains its grip on humanity. Its full scope is too vast to comprehend, but suffice it to say that the system gives the organization influence over government, religion, media, culture, and science worldwide. Most people do not even know that their lives are controlled by the system. Man, I feel like Okabe spent a bit too much time reading 1984. It is so deeply embedded in the fabric of society that modern civilization would not be able to function without it. Destroying the system, therefore, would plunge the world into chaos. Burrito. Oh my god. In other translations, they usually refer to this as simply the ruling structure, which is pretty easy to like get behind, but whatever. Anyway, actually, you know what? I'm gonna move the chat to the right side of my screen. No, none of you can see that, but I just really don't like how I can't see half the screen. Anyway.
そうなんだ。悪いことしちゃダメなんだよ、オカリン。
まあ入りは少し黙っていろ。駅から出たら中央通りを進み、末広町駅の交差点を蔵前橋通りへ左折。次の信号の一歩手前の路地を入ると、大檜山ビルという古臭い雑居ビルがある。その2階に我がラボは今日構えている。
Burrito and Bart. Might as well, honestly, if we're gonna name a kid salad or something.
目印はビル1階にあるブラウン管工房というマニアックなテナントだな。
Okay, for those who don't know what a bronze tube is, because some people God, no, I did not click load. For those who don't know what a bronze tube is, it's basically the CRT. Another name for the, oh my god, cathode ray tube. I could have sworn I pronounced that differently. This is used more commonly in Germany and Japan. It comes from the name of the inventor of the cathode ray tube, Carl Ferdinand Braun. That might be important later. Anyway, bronze tubes. Basically, for those who don't really know what a CRT TV even is, it's basically the TVs with the fat backs. The Lonely Island song straight on the ground with right, can't trust the system.
今時旧式のブラウン管テレビだけを扱っているショップだ。いかに電気街である秋葉原といえども需要があるとは思えない。寂びれた店なのだ。だがブラウン管工房店長である天王寺というおっさん
I'm so sorry for that.
このビルのオーナーでもある。
Big booty TVs.
今や急ピッチで都市開発が進み、しかも高騰しているこの秋葉原であろうと、道楽丸出しの店を構えていられるというわけだ。
So like you mentioned before, I actually have one of those CRT TVs like right in front of me. It's not plugged in, so I'm not using that for the Switch. And yes, I am fully capable of actually like wiring it to play the stuff on the Switch to this TV. I have like nice tools for that. But yeah, big booty TVs. Persona 4.
幸いにもあの店長は人を見る目はあるようでな。この俺のカリスマ性を見抜き、ビル2階を丸々ワンフロアただ同然で貸してくれたのだ。ふわっはっはだが未来ガジェット研究所は深刻な人材不足のため優秀な研究員を随時募集中だ。今のところ所属研究員は
I'm also surprised because with the translation, because usually they translate his laughing to have an F, so it's like foo ha ha ha, because that's basically what he's doing. But this time they're putting an M, and it feels cliche and awkward for me to read it.
オカリンオカリン、そこはラボメンって言わなきゃ。所属研究員じゃなくて。
Oh, yeah, that's a setting on this game. The text moves along with the voice text, the voice audio clips. So, I can just change that because it is pretty weird. How much of the chat are you able to see? All of it. I can see all of it. Right now I have it like on the right side of my screen and I can see what you guys are typing along with the game on my computer. No, not foo 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 foo. No, foo ha 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 ha. You know how like I type in rar and then the ha's? it's basically kind of like that, where you start with the raw sound, and then you go into the laugh. I would show you better examples of it, but I'm lazy.
ラボメン、すなわちラボラトリーメンバーは俺を含めて3人である。
Do you want me to change the text so that it scrolls like at regular speeds? Because I just have it so that I can tell how long these lines are. They kind of give me an idea of how long the lines are.
ラボメンナンバー001、ラボ創設者にして狂気のマッドサイエンティストであるこの俺、法院京馬。
Yeah, you know what? I'll fix it. I'll fix it. Config. Okay, how do I do this? Oh. Auto mode delay. Let's make that faster. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, it wasn't lag. It does that. I do find it a bit strange myself, honestly.
オカリンって呼び方の方が可愛いのに。
Okay, apparently I did not fix it. What did I change actually? Oh, auto mode delay. Duh. Display voice text during auto mode. Display non-text. Sync voice. I can just take that off, honestly. It's like reading subtitles because some people read differently. Not what I wanted. Hey Dragon, which would you rather do? Deal with self-proclaimed mad scientists or date 5 dolls who came to life? Deal with self-proclaimed mad scientists, because if it's not obvious, I really like Okabe. I love Ho and Kyoma-san. And I'm a romantic, probably. Yeah, I'm probably a romantic. I know I'm asexual, but I'm probably aromantic as well, which means I don't have like any interest in guys or girls in the dating sense. Yeah, it's not for me. Yeah, I wouldn't do it. I prefer just friends. That's all I need. Friends. Friends in my life make my life worth it, and so that's why I like my friends a lot. Anyway.
そしてコスプレが趣味の高一点、ラボメンナンバー002、椎名真由里。
I am not going to look up the tip for cosplayer.
てってるまゆしーです。着るんじゃなくて作るのが趣味だよ。
最後にスーパーハカー、ラボメンナンバー003、橋田至だ。
スーパーハカーって呼ぶなよ。スーパーハッカーだろ、上皇。
For those who don't really understand it, because even though he is definitely saying hacker, it kind of just like a pronunciation thing that isn't landing well, because Miyano Mamoru is able to say English lines relatively well. I'm not sure if he speaks English relatively well, but like he's able to say a lot of English lines relatively well, so kind of hard to really hear the hakka as they would like translate it to. But basically, it's just a pronunciation thing that's not really hitting.
そんな我々3人で構成される未来ガジェット研究所の活動内容はそのものズバリ発明である。
Yeah, if you've like heard it, I hear it occasionally on like some random streamers, where they'll just like have the tuturu sound, and I'm just like, wait, what? Which is like, it makes me happy, because then I realize, oh hey, that person likes Steins Gate. Oh, that's funny.
詳細は我がラボのホームページを見てくれ。 もちろん闇の支配権力と戦うための未来ガジェットが最優先事項だが、その研究から派生する副産物的な発明も多い。というか、今のところはそっちばかりだ。すでに我々は8つの未来ガジェットを完成させた。だが、これはまだ序章でしかない。未来ガジェットのアイデアは、俺の中に108まであるのだ。
某テニス漫画みたいにですね。わかります。
人の煩悩の数といえ、このアットチャンネルの目。
Okay, that's gonna be important because like I've been bothered by this for a while. Having to constantly explain what at channel is. At channel is a fictional thing. Japan's most popular message board. It's basically Reddit. There's actually a real world version of this called 2channel. And you could probably understand why it's like why they changed it to at channel. Cover the wide variety of topics from hacking to cooking to anime to current events. It's basically Reddit. It's basically Japanese Reddit. Yeah, honestly, I find the tutu sound in like the most random places. Like all of a sudden you just hear tutu. I just find it really funny. Some people have it as like their subscriber notification. Some people have has it as like a desktop notification. It's just really funny to me.
それと、俺が話しているのだから口出しをするなと言っているだろ。
そもそもオカリン、さっきからなんで独り言喋ってんの？
独り言ではない。見てわからないのか。俺は今モニターの向こうにいるこいつに話しかけているのだ。
Oh, hold on. I'll be back.
俺た
そいつには
じゃあダル君の大好きな虹。
それは
誰の嫁の話はどうでもいい。
あ、今その人にやりって笑った。
こっちみんなって言ってやれば。
おのれ貴様、何を笑っているのか。モニターの中の存在のくせに。
こっちみんなって言ってやれば。
通じないんじゃないかな。通じないんじゃないかな。
俺たちに話しかけられていることにすら気づいていないらしいな。自覚がないというのは実に不幸なことだ。
その人にしてみたらマユシーたちがゲームみたいに見えてるのかな。
そいつには現実なのかゲームなのかっていう発想さえないんじゃね。
じゃあダル君の大好きな二次元の女の子たちもそうなの？
それは別。あの子たちは僕の嫁だから。
God, sorry about that. Both for the awkward sudden skip through and just the unhealthy amount of quiet. I could have sworn I did say I'll be right back before I hit the mute button. God, parents walked in unannounced. Really annoying. And just really awkward to just be around them, and yeah. Like I said, I do not have a good relationship with my family. I am not gonna talk any more about that. Don't ask questions about it. Anyway, nobody cares about your harem. Thanks, Okabe. Anyway, let's continue the game.
でもさ、マユシの言ったことって興味深いテーマじゃん。もし仮に僕たちがゲームの中の住人だとしたら、それを見極める術はあると思う？
Also, I did play Jack and Daxter. It's just been a bit too long for me to actually remember what has happened in that game. Ugh.
ないな。
即答かよ。
故にそのような議論は不毛。世界の支配構造を打ち砕く方法について考える方がよほど有意義だ。
中二病、オツ。
Okay, perfect. Now I get to finally, like, explain what Chumbio is. And I finally heard the word to finally remember. Say it again. Because this too. Anyway, Chumbio, literally 8th grader syndrome, a term referring to a mindset exhibited primarily by teenage males. Also used as a derogatory term to refer to older people who still exhibit this mindset, characterized by an affected attitude of nihilism. English words are weird. Or cynicism, extreme self-centeredness, delusions of power, or come on, I can say superiority. There we go. Superiority, and a consuming fear of being treated as a child. The person exhibiting these symptoms believes that they are cool, but most observers find them pathetic. Chumio, which often abbreviate Chuni, also referred to the fictional tropes that teenage males often enjoy, such as ancient conspiracies, superpowers, especially powers sealed in a character's eye or arm. Norse mythology battles for the fate of the multiverse, okay, etc. The consummate Chumbio case will work such elements into his own personal backstory. Ocarina is a textbook example. Wait, why are the tips actively calling him Ocarina? Ocarina. That's funny. I did not realize Norse mythology was prominent in the Chumbio thing, but I guess that makes sense now. Because there will be a lot of Norse mythology, and thankfully these tip lists will make it so I don't have to constantly say all the like Norse mythology references and how it just makes so much sense in the context that they're put in. So the Chuny exams in Naruto were just one big insult. Well, yeah, basically. Anyway, that's a Chumio, and you'll notice that we'll constantly use that phrase, that term, a lot. Because Okabe is basically that, to the highest degree. I step back from the monitor. Displayed on the screen is the ugly, cute character, Alpaca Man. Based on the, I think it was like the Dreamcast or the Sega something Sega. That game Seaman, which is just a fish with like an actual human face on it, and it's awful. It's just god awful. And basically, you try to like speak to this character via voice recognition. It just did not go well. I think they're just really weird in that game. This is a game called Alpaca Man 2, where you speak to Alpaca Man via microphone and watch him react. Really now, what is that? Why the beeping? The game exploded in popularity when it would really 10 years ago. But personally, I find only the ugly part of ugly cute to be true. Yeah! Yeah! I bought it yesterday. 500 yen used. Headset included. Oh damn, just for $5 you get the headset? That's not that bad. In all honesty. I turned to Daru with a menacing glare. Look at them eyes.
黙れスーパーハカー。俺は中二病ではない。おーい。今日まだ。
そういう設定っしょ。
やれやれ。ダルの人とのコミュニケーションの取れなさはどれだけ経っても治らないな。
アニメのオフ会じゃ僕がいつも場を盛り上げてるっつうの。
What do they have to say for offline meets when members of an internet community meet in real life? Really? They needed to put that as a tip? Okay. Whatever. You do you, game. This bespeckled guy. Bespeckled. This fat bespeckled. Come on, I just said the word. This fat bespeckled guy is my brother in arms and right-hand man, Hashira Itaru, nickname Daru. He has 2D wives on whom he cheats with 3D maids. I don't agree with his preferences, but to him, anything's fine as long as it's moe. He's a reliable and skilled partner who brings my idea to fruition. Despite his insistence that software is his forte, he shows remarkable aptitude with hardware as well. Oh! I feel like they gave that line where they told her that imagine her sticking her thumb in her mouth while saying that. It's kind of funny. This ditzy girl is in charge of the lab's official costume division for women. And today she's working on a costume at her usual leisurely pace. I get that feel. Oh! Whoa! I'm telling Binks. I'm telling Binks. Oh god, no, don't, oh god. Why did the future gadget laboratory need costumes for women? I'm telling Binks. You get... where'd Binks? Oh, jeez. And there goes my Joy-Cons. If it wasn't obvious, when I use my Joy-Cons that are not, and it's not attached to the screen, I always have it like, I don't have those like little adapters that have the straps on it. So, if you look at that image in the bottom left corner right there, you would actually notice that I really don't use the adapters. But enough of that. Let me actually pull up the chat again because they closed it. Oh, that was a Tumblr noise. I'm so sorry. I already told her, don't worry. And I accidentally closed all my tabs in that. Oops. Let me fix that because those are important. Those are important, I swear. The savage would probably true. Anyway. It doesn't. Why am I being sent Tumblr messages now? Come on! The truth is that Mayuri is completely useless. Oh, that's rude. Still, there's no way I would ever kick her out. After all, she was the first one to join the Future Gadget Laboratory. I still remember the day Mayuri first came to the lab. It was spring. She said to me,
マユシーはオカリンの人質だからここにいようと思います。
Look, Tumblr is exaggerated beyond belief. We always say, yeah, it's Tumblr, but like, the only thing that's bad about it is the fact that they tried to put that, not safe for work ban, because it didn't do anything. People are still posting porn, and I still have porn bots trying to follow me and making me very, very mad. It didn't do anything, and Tumblr didn't really change at all. In fact, it only changed for the worse, and that's it. Everything else, you still got people's, if you avoid the creepy fanfiction, you still got really cool stuff by creative people. And that is the only reason why I use it. For creative stuff and occasional memes. Other than that, it's just Tumblr. It's like when Google came out with Google Plus and we all thought it was stupid. It existed, and now it's no longer gonna exist. Tumblr is just probably gonna exist forever, let's be honest. It just hopefully will remove that ban at some point because it didn't do anything. It only made things slightly more annoying and worse for other stuff. Yeah, you can find a lot of good stuff on like any website, even with these stupid shit. But yes, anyway. To me, her offer was my salvation.
でオカリン、アルパカマンは反応したん？
いや、全然。
The human-faced alpaca inside the monitor was completely unresponsive. So unresponsive, you'd think the game was bugged.
この不愛想アルパカめが。
Anti-social alpaca. Hold on. No, that's not the right button. I think it's X. For the backlog. I don't know, I just found that funny. It's just like, damn antisocial alpaca, and you just hear alpaca in English.
Hmm?
The TV makes it sound like it shorted, and then the screen goes blank. That's kind of funny. I just realized the CRT TV they have in there kind of looks like the one that's in front of me right now. I changed the channel. Nothing. Check the power cable. Nothing. I mean, that's more of a llama. Llamas spit way more than alpacas. Whack it again. Nothing. I guess it's broken. Damn. It's fixed! Yeah. Like every 5th grader ever. Ooh, you're in trouble. Okay, I'll stop that. Welcome home, Binks, and hello. I told nothing but the truth. Are you using my excuse from last stream? Only to be met with betrayal. This crummy TV is on lease from the Bronto workshop downstairs. It's probably just old.
きっとね、アルパカさんが怒っちゃったんだよ。
I was really hoping in this translation that they would not put Mr. or like Mrs. and they would just go with San or Tan or whatever the fuck they're gonna use in this game. I personally prefer that because it's just like, it's so weird to read Mr. and then realize that they're saying Alpaca-san. Yo, Inferno, I recognize that girl from Nico Beat Council of Voices. Yeah, Mayuri. Yeah. Welcome to Steins Elite, where we go through the visual novel, only this time with the anime images over it. Yeah, she's from Steins I am a notorious stinker. I don't know what you expect. Yeah, they don't. Upper teeth. I think it's the alpacas. Because the way that people draw llamas, they do have the upper teeth typically, so I'm assuming it's alpacas. I don't know, someone Google it.
後で修理できるか聞きに行かなければ。
I turn off the TV and look outside the window. I can't stand the humidity of Japanese summers. Blessed by a silent breeze blowing through my window, I gaze far out into the horizon. It gets hot in Japan, Jesus. I close my eyes. And what naturally comes to mind is that impossible scene I saw an hour ago. Oh yeah, Binks, if you need to, you can watch the VOD, of the previous episode. I am archiving all of these, for the sake of convenience. I am gonna go through this entire game because that seems to be the thing I feel like doing now. Anyway. And it wasn't just the people on the street. The people in the stores, gone. In the restaurants, gone. Even the cars vanished, drivers and all. And it all happened in a blink of an eye. Suddenly, an empty city spread before me. Heat was rising from the asphalt in waves, but I felt only a cold chill down my spine. Then, wandering through the deserted Akiba, I saw a satellite smashed into the rooftop of Radio Kaiken. I plan to watch the VOD since I actually am scheduled to be killed by Michael Myers in a few minutes. Wow. Wow! No, I will not join you! I will not! The game gives me unnecessary amounts of anxiety, not because I'm scared, but because I just suck at the game. I just stood there, breathless, until...
どうかした？
Mayuri's verse, wow. I think that I think me talking in Middle English during my poetry and drama class is affecting me. Mayuri's voice brought me back to reality. Mayuri hadn't disappeared.
今、人が消えたよな。消えただろう。今目の前で。マユリも見たか。見たよな。
I'm so happy they timed that with the fucking Oh, that's beautiful. And yes, that is Miyano Mamoru-sama. Oh my god, this is one of the reasons why I even know him, because this is like one of his most prominent roles. And I just like love the interview that he says with like all of the like about Steins Gate, because like in Steins Gate 0, when Okabe suffers, he feels like he's suffering, and it's just like, oh my god, I love these people so much. Oh, and I'm glad that people really like that GIF because I actually wanted to make it a full-fledged pharaoh dance, but one, I have to like actually make a pharaoh. I had to that beeping noise. I had to like actually do the. I had to do the actual pharaoh dance, and I knew it was gonna take a really long time, so I gave it to him in the proto version, which is why it's called pharaoh dance proto. But yeah, this is one of his most prominent roles. I did not mean to press that. But this is one of Mamoru-san's most famous roles. I wonder if I could find alpaca. There it is.
この不愛想アルパカめが
I love it when he has to say English words. He says it a lot, especially in this game. I didn't say Pharaoh Disco. And it's not going to be called Pharaoh Disco. It called Pharaoh Dance. Like an actual Pharaoh dance. Anyway, enough shaking Mayuri, please.
見てない見ていない見ていないのかだってついさっきまでここにはたくさんの人たちが歩いていたんだぞ
歩いてたかな。
それに店員まで消えているこんなことはいくらなんでもありえない
それは仕方ないと思うよ。
I'm just gonna establish this once more, but it is not going to be easy for me to make any request for gifts. I will not be able to do it, nor will I have most interest to do any GIF animations, honestly. The reason why I even did a GIF animation for that was because it was his birthday, and I really wanted to make something special. And considering that I was making Tetris, I thought the best thing to do was to make a Pharaoh dance, because that song is just a bop. But it's really, really hard to make GIF animations. I prefer not to get requests or like suggestions for GIF animation because it's really hard, and it also just there's kind of something a bit nerving for me getting a suggestion to like I said, suggestions, requests, or stuff like that. It's kind of jarring for me to just read it because right now I'm in college, second semester, up to my neck with a lot of work, and I just really don't want to think about having any possible suggestions or requests, because then it just like it starts to put me on a situation where I want to I don't know how to read any other languages, and I'm not gonna attempt to ask what that is. But yeah, it's a bit jarring for me to even just read a suggestion for a GIF, because a lot of suggestions, in my opinion, are just nudges of, hey, you should try doing that, because that's what a suggestion is. And it's jarring. Like, suggestion is like the informal kind of thing, then you have request, which is a more formal thing, and then commission, which is a paid thing. And it's just like, oh, this is jarring. Plus, there's also those moments where I just have, like, there are straight up moments where I'll just go, where someone will say, it's like, oh, you should try doing this, and then I'm like, you know what, why not? And then I either fulfill that request out of spite of just saying, yeah, sure, why not? And now I'm like, I have this weird thing of just feeling obligated to do it. Or I just never do it and then feel bad about it the whole time. And yeah, these are why I don't like suggestions, requests, or commissions too often. Anyway, her reply didn't make any sense.
とにかくね、最初からこの辺には誰もいなかったよ。あ、そっか。きっとこの暑さのせいだよ。トゥットゥル
How could she laugh at a time like this? I've always thought she was a bit strange, but maybe her brain is actually broken. Okabe! I realized that she couldn't help me. With nowhere else to turn, I looked up at the bright blue sky. Naturally, my eye drifted to the top floor of Radio Kaiken, where I had been just a moment before. There it was, an enormous machine like some kind of satellite embedded in the roof of a building. The same building where, just moments before, I had found Makise Kurisu's body in a pool of blood. This heater is really burning my back now. Away with you. What happened to her? Has anybody called an ambulance? Just before everyone disappeared, I could have sworn I heard an ambulance siren. Makise Kurisu might still be in that dark room, cold, bloody, and alone. The thought disturbed me, but the question at the forefront of my mind was...
そもそもあの人工衛星は一体なんだ?
All that strawberry jam, still wondering who spilled it. In the eventual moment that we get through this entire game, Justin, I can make a funny joke about the NES style game of this. It's really weird because it's just like, it's the same story slightly, at the same time, it's just completely different. A satellite. Right before Dr. Nakabachi's presentation, the building was shaken by an unknown force. The roof door lock had been broken, and beyond it sat a large satellite-like machine. This is why I never write satellite and like next to each other. Yeah. That's right. When I saw it, the object was neatly sitting on the rooftop. But that's not what that's not what I'm seeing now. This satellite had penetrated the top floor of the building. It looked as if it completely obliterated the room where Dr. Nakabachi's press conference had been held. It must have fallen out of orbit without burning up in the atmosphere somehow. Because, you know, the whole safety function about satellites is the fact that they're in an air... they're made and put in a position where if they somehow fall out of orbit, they will burn up in the atmosphere. Like most things. Which is why we don't get that many meteorites. Because that would just be really bad. I knew it was crazy, but what other explanation could there be? The real question was, when did that happen? Yeah, or fall in the ocean.
あの人工衛星だが。
びっくりしたね。
びっくりしただと。何がびっくりしたのだ。
ドカーンってすっごい音がしたもん。
It certainly did make a sound. But I don't think it was a kaplow. Dokan! I think it was more of a noises are funny. Like the roar of an earthquake.
あの人工衛星は落ちてきたのか。
Justin, I don't think you can say that without realizing that the bottom of the Hold on. Does it show it? Okay, you see how there's like text right under the title Steins Gate? And we went over this monologue already, but under that monologue, if you read that monologue, it is about fish. Partially, part of it is about fish, and I don't know why I find this really funny now. Anyway.
来たのかな、宇宙人さん乗ってるのかな。
Had I lost my mind? What I had seen didn't match at all with what Mayuri was saying. Suddenly, nothing seemed real. Had I dreamt it all? I caught the attention of a policeman trying to cordon off the scene and tried to tell him about the stabbing of Makise Kurisu, but no one got stabbed at I'm really bothered that they translated to Rady-can, because that's just Rady-kan. That doesn't make any sense. Radio Kaiken. You annoyedly insist. He'll make that fish illumina. What? How could he say that with such certainty? We were escorted up to the UPX and released. UPX, fictional, a major office building in Akihabara. I think it's called APX in real life or something. I know it exists. It's just based off stuff. I wish they wouldn't put fictional and just say based on. Cause that would just be easier. There were people at UPX, like usual. And that brings us to the present. I'm baffled. Did the whole hour since the beginning of Nakabashi's presentation really happen? I check online for any news. The net is buzzing about the mysterious machine that crashed into Radio Kaiken. Nobody had mentioned anything about the disappearance of hundreds of people from Akihabara. I don't really like the abbreviation of this place, nor do I like actually saying the full name, which is kind of funny to me. People from Akiba's streets, nor about Makise Kurisu's murder. We have to find out, Poke Girl. It's all a mystery. A mystery?
そうか。そういうことか。これもすべて機関の隠蔽工作ということだな。警察にすら圧力をかけられるということは、この国の中枢ももはや奴らの手の内にあるということ。なんということだ。
Justin, after this stream, hopefully I remember to do this, but I got the next best thing about a fish being in a lab coat. I have the next best thing for you. I feel like you'd enjoy looking at it. But anyway.
だが、俺の目はごまかせんぞ。いつか必ず奴らの所業を暴き、その支配構造に終止符を打ってやる。
Having come to a satisfactory conclusion, I'm sorry about that. I'm putting a drink down. I take a celebratory bottle of Dr. P, my favorite soda, from the fridge. I don't know why, but I've noticed. Oh, that was weird. I've noticed a strange amount of like people who are in lab coats or like Chumbio really liking Dr. Pepper. And I really don't have any idea why this is the case, and it might be because of this game. And no, you're not supposed to take Okabe seriously, fucking girl. You can't take Okabe seriously at all. You never can and you never will.
頭脳労働の後のドクターペッパーは相変わらず最高にうまいな。
I'm thinking of, is that a tip? Dr. P sounds like a rapper named like Fuckmaster Dr. P. I can see that. Whoa. What was the word again? Yeah, Alex. I don't know why that's in blue, but it
コーラの
bothered
方
me.
がよくね。
オカリンは本当にドクターペッパーさんが大好きだよね。
Don't try to find a translator. They're actively saying Dr. Pepper.
この知的飲料の良さがわからないやつは人生の5分の1を損しているぞ。うわ
See, you can hear the foo. It's a lot better in like the anime version because they were able. Mamoru would probably able to see like the expressions and stuff of how he was laughing and stuff, and just also had a better idea of how Okabe kind of laughed. He made it his own, but yeah. Doesn't every Chumbio person need a reality check? Leave them be, they're fine. Step through the curtain, step through the curtain dividing curtain. Step through the curtain dividing its center, and you'll enter the heart of the future gadget laboratory, a top secret development room restricted only to lab members. Personally, I'm not fond of the cheap curtain. I often dream of replacing it with an airlock, but our research budget is already scrapped to the bottom of the barrel. Scraping. Besides, what's important isn't money, it's ambition. All of the windows here are weather stripped with packing tape, so it's dim. And hot, almost like a sauna. I've been wanting to buy an air conditioner for the lab, but there's no money for that. We're currently accepting donations.
ダル、計画は順調に推移しているか。
え、計画って何ぞ？
Hasayan turned his attention to the table in the middle of the room. Sitting majestically on the top of the table is a commercial-grade microwave oven. It's significantly larger than newer home models. What do they have to say about that? I'm not gonna read all of this out loud, but I'm just questioning why this exists. But you know what? I'll read it actually because you'll find out that this microwave is actually pretty important. A cooking appliance which heats food by bombarding it with microwave. Originally called the Radarange. Sorry. The microwave was invented when a radar technician accidentally discovered that electromagnetic waves could warm food. Afterward, research continued, and the consumer appliance version was launched in America in 1947. It emits electromagnetic waves at a frequency of 2.45 gigahertz. Damn. Scroll down, please. Thank you. This is a special frequency known as ISM band, which is also used by wireless LAN devices. Consumer grade output is around 500 to 1,000 watts, and commercial grade output is around 1,500 to 2,000 watts. That'll be slightly important. You know what? It might well be a reading of an ebook. Support Okabe on Kickstarter. Anyway, I don't know why this is like a keyword, but I guess you get a
計
little
画
bit
は
of it.
計画だ。8号機の挑戦以外に何があるというのか。
Am I able to like press something to that? No, not auto.
ああ、そのこと。いきなり計画とか言うから何事かと思った。
Well, I mean, that's how heat is basically conducted. This is also how explosions work. Basically, it's just like heat is released by exciting particles, and things. And there is also heat given off when molecules separate from each other. Faster this happens, and the more energy released, the bigger the explosion. That's basically what an explosion is. Yeah.
そろそろお前との付き合いも3年半ほどになる。
We went to high school together, and now we're going to the same university. We share an inseparable bond, like prison cellmate. He's only been a lab member for 2 months, though.
高2の時はクラス別でほとんど喋んなかったじゃん。だから実質2年半じゃね？
細かいことはどうでもいい。それほどの付き合いの長さなのだから、いい加減俺の会話についてこられるようになってくれ。
それは無理。
Man, all I wanted to do was have one of those cool cryptic conversations where we talk about plans and preparation and other important sounding stuff, but no one knows what it means except us. But no.
それで8号機の不調の原因究明は進んだか？
いや、まだ。
So far, the Future Gadget Laboratory has completed a total of 8 inventions. As I explained to Alpaca Man, the laboratory's primary goal is to develop weapons for the war against the Dark Dominion, led by the organization that ruled the world from the shadows. At present, we haven't completed any inventions of that sort. On the contrary, we haven't even figured out what we should make. But along the way, we have managed to create some ingenious future-ish gadgets as a byproduct of our research. It is now getting really cold in this room. On the heater goes, and hopefully my butt doesn't burn. It is a fundamental truth of science that great inventions are often created by accident. In other words, I don't know how to say that word. They were hard at work at making a toaster. Okay, serendipity. Whatever. The ability to discover something valuable when looking for something else. The microwave oven was born through... I hate words. So far, the total 8 in number. They total. Gadget number 1, the bit particle gun. Yep, I'm gonna read all these tips to you. Actually, let's go through them. Gadget number 2, the bamboo helicam. Gadget number 3, could this be Aura Aura? Gadget number 4, mode snake. Gadget number 5, once again I've made a worthless object by Goemon. Wait, oh my god, I need the voice clip of that, but like, it's really funny how he said that one. He's like, the part in quotes are in complete Japanese, but then by Goemon is said in English. So it's like, once again, I've made a worthless object by Goemon. Gadget number 6, the Asylum Saber. Gadget number 7, Ghost in a Ball. And we're gonna find out number 8 really soon. We're gonna talk about 8 again, but really quickly, let's go through all of this. I guess we'll start with Ghost in a Ball. Future gadget number 7, the gadget created by arranging 12 6-inch CRT TV monitors in a sphere. Wait, what? We don't talk about this one that much, but it exists. Small CMOS cameras are installed in the gap between the monitors, each connected to the monitor on the opposite side of the sphere. This attempt at practical optical camouflage is the greatest masterpiece among the completed future gadget, but its sheer size makes it difficult to store. Its name is... My mouse is in the way of that. Its name is derived from the sci-fi manga Ghost in the... Ghost in the Husk, which has an anime adaptation. I wonder what anime they're referring to. Ghost in the Shell. Future gadget number 6, a red chemical glow stick with a handle attached, allowing one to grip it like a sword. Made possible not just with future gadget laboratory hardware, but also with chemical knowledge inspired by Spark Wars, a series of epic sci-fi. Really now, huh? Spark Wars. Once again, I have created something useless by Goemon. Future gadget number 5, created by combining a dryer and a vacuum. The dryer is operated using the exhaust of the vacuum. Its name is reference to... Its name is reference to the popular anime Lupin's the Third. I'm going to hurt myself with the... if I start to facepalm with this. Mode Snake, future gadget number 4, an instant super humidifier, uses electric heating coil to quickly boil a large volume of water. This generates enough steam to fill a room of 12 square meters. How did they test that? Though it can only be operated continuously for a few seconds. It looks like a Claymore landmine, which appealed to military otaku. Its name is a reference... Hold on. Okay, I can't scroll through this. Its name is a reference to the stealth action game Metal Moa Solid Rising. You don't know what, once again, I've created something useless by Goemon. It's referencing, it's Lupin the Third. It's the anime about the grandson of the fictional great gentleman thief Arsène Lupin. Anyway. Huh. Could this be Aura? Future gadget number 3, a lie detector based on some perspiration. Though it might be more appropriate to call it a sweat detector, you have to admit it's pretty clever and it's a pretty clever invention. Its name is a reference from the classic manga Juju's Bizarre Adventure. Someone is gonna hurt me for this. Bamboo Helicam. Future gadget number 2. A CCD camera mounted to a bamboo toy helicopter. The camera is attached to the helicopter's fulcrum, allowing it to record aerial footage unpowered. However, the image is rotating at high speed, so you might get dizzy if you keep looking at it. Name originates from the sci-fi manga Tutu Emon. I don't recognize that one, but I'm not going to really look into that. Anyway... Bit Particle Gun, future gadget number 1. The very first future gadget, a toy ray gun with a TV remote jammed inside. You can change the channel by pointing it at the TV and pulling the trigger. However, the only supported button is Channel Plus. No other buttons, like volume, are usable. To turn the TV on, you must manually flip the switch on the TV. Its name is a reference to the classic Japanese robot anime Mobile Jacket Gumbam. Gumbam! Well, Lupin the Third was a really influential manga to anime. I think it started at the manga, I'm pretty sure. And... Yeah, fun fact, it also had a crossover with Conan. It's twice, actually. Please stop beeping. Yeah, there's just, Lupin the Third is a pretty good anime, very jazzy. Now I'm thinking of Gundam with a leather jacket on. Mobile Suit Gundam. Anyway, yeah. I wanted to make a joke about it later, but like, yeah, that's basically what the ray gun is. Which, funnily enough, will be used somewhere later. Anyway, let us continue. I did not mean to press pause. Anyway, our current problem in feature gadget number 8, the phone wave, name subject to be changed. Phone wave is a pretty weak name, so I've added name subject to be changed to the end of it until we can come up with something better. For the record, it was Mayuri's idea, not mine. And that name subject to be changed will always be said and read. But I digress. The phone wave name subject to be changed is, in short, a remote-controlled microwave. A few days ago, however, we discovered that the phone wave name subject to be changed has a second unintentional capability. Unintended capability. What did I say? Intentional? Or whatever I said. Excuse me. Our brave, or possibly just Mayuri had made it in her daily routine to heat some frozen fried chicken by remote control. Juicy chicken number 1, or as everyone should probably guess what it is, karage. Long story short, she was defrosting her beloved juicy chicken number 1, as usual, when the unexpected happened. The chicken came out more frozen than when she put it in. The microwave refroze the chicken. Bear in mind, the frozen chicken had almost thawed by the time she placed it in the phone wave name subject to be changed. But when she removed it, it was frozen solid. Since then, Daru and I have been searching for the cause.
マユシがやった状況を再現して何度も実験したけど、冷凍できたりできなかったりだし、バナナを冷凍してみようとしたら、さらにへんてこなことになったし。
Please don't
さ
ask.
っぱりわかんねえ。
Please don't ask why on earth anyone would just put a banana in a microwave. I'm still trying to figure that out, and no, there is no answer to it.
マユリマユリここにバナナを持て
I don't know why the excessive yelling of Mayuri was funny to me.
またゲルバナ作るの？
前から気になってたけどさ、マユシ。ゲルバナって略さないでくんない？
だってね、ゲルバナはゲルバナだもん。
いいからキビキビ動け
That's really weird. I've been calling them gel nanas this whole time. Gel banas. Gel banas. I'm still gonna stick with gel nanas if I read them.
なんでいつも一房丸ごと入れるの？もったいないよ。
We'll find out, Poke Girl. I take the banana from Mayuri and stick the whole bunch into the phone wave name subject to be changed.
ケチケチしていては機関との戦いに勝利することなどできんぞ
勝たなくてもいいよ。あのね、バナナはマユシーが買ってきてるんだからね。おかげでマユシーはちっともバナナが食べられません。
Oh no, I've seen that. I've seen that show, don't worry.
次からは一本ずつ使うことも検討しておこう
Poke Girl, what did I just say? I told you, I don't know the reason why someone would stick a fucking banana into a microwave. It doesn't make any sense. I still don't have the answer. The phone wave name subject to be changed is simple to use. It's a microwave with a phone taped on it. The number is already in my address book. I just need to call the phone wave. I waste no time. The call connects in an instant.
RENG こちらは電話レンジかっこ仮です。
This is the voice of Mayushi Gaiden, the system diary programmed to operate the phone. I'm sorry, I'm so caught up with Mayushi Guidance. To operate the phone wave.
マユシーの声聞こえてきた？
I wish I could eat bananas without having to take turns after. What? Take turns? Oh, take tums. This bothers. I'm sorry. This happens a lot. When there's an R next to an N, sometimes I read it as M. And when they're just an M, sometimes I'll read it as R next to N. And it just. Letters are weird!
少し黙れ。マユシーガイダンスが聞こえなくなる。
こちらからタイマー操作ができます。シャープボタンを押した後、温めたい秒数をプッシュしてください。例えば1分ならシャープ60、2分ならシャープ120です。
Entering the command properly will cause the phone wave name subject to be changed to function like a normal microwave. Instead, we're going to deliberately mess up and enter 120 sharp. That should do it. This method was originally a simple mistake on Mayuri's part, but it somehow starts the freezing process. No! The phone wave name subject to be changed come to life.
綺麗なターンテーブルだろう。普段と違って逆回転してるんだぜそれ。
See, I don't know the significance of that because which way the turntable is supposed to spin in a microwave, because mine spins in any direction it feels like, honestly.
何？逆回転？そこに重大な意味があるかもしれない。漁師の振る舞いにも影響してくる問題であり、奮闘の規則を導入して。
Oh god, I think this is a chemistry thing. Hund's rule, the rule governing the placement of an atom's electrons. Orbitals of the same energy are each filled with one electron of the same spin before any are filled at the second. Also known as Hund's rule of maximum God damn it. It is a fucking chem thing. I don't know how I feel about that. I haven't had my chem classes in a while, but oof. I am not doing too well right now.
あるわねえよ。
ないか。
ないね。
そうか。
The three of us wait and stare at the spinning bananas. After 120 seconds pass, the microwave chimes.
ゲルバナの出来上がり。
After Mayuri discovered that the phone wave name subject to be changed had a freezing function, we attempted to freeze a bunch of bananas. This is what happened. Oh! I finally get it, because it's been a while since I've seen the visual novel, but I finally get it! The reason why they put bananas in the microwave was to actually try to freeze them because of the freezing function. And because that didn't work, they just keep heating up bananas. Or doing this. Yeah, I've had frozen bananas before. They can be pretty enjoyable, though I prefer my bananas room temperature. This sounds really weird, really bad and out of context, and I really hate my mind.
このバナナ食べてみようとは思わないか思うはずだ。我らの理念達成の犠牲となり散ったダルに敬礼。
すげえまずそうじゃん。
味は関係ない。食べることに意味があるのだ。さあダルよ、遠慮することはない。骨は拾ってやるから思い切ってズズイと行くがいい。
いらね。
ではまゆり、お前にその名誉を譲ろう。
なんかね、ゲルバナは中身がデロデロでブニュブニュだったよ。
Wait, she actually tried one? This girl ditziness is truly on another level. I feel like in the other translations that I've read, they didn't really say ditzy this much because it's starting to rack my head.
味もしないし、全然美味しくなかった。
デロデロでブニュブニュか。ダルよ、どう思う？
Wait, Okabe.
ブニュブニュバナナか。ブニュブニュのバナナ。まゆし、あなたのバナナブニュブニュだねって言ってみて。
Don't encourage him.
あなたのバナナブニュブ。
言わせるな手の額。
Anyway, that happened. In any case, there was nothing we can do about it now. It's time for Daru and I to head to Daibaru. What is Daibaru again? And no, of course you're not gonna get money for doing that, because why would you? Why would anyone... why would the Future Gadget Lab ever give money? Fictional. A skyscraper with offices and commerce center that opened alongside UPX in 2003, connected to UPX by overpath. I'm pretty sure that's a reference to something. There's gonna be a seminar at ATF, and we have to be there, and that's another reference to the UTF, whatever. Short for Akihiro, I keep trying to say Akihiro. I'm trying to say a different character name, and I'm not even trying to read a character name, honestly. Short for Akihabara Techno Forum, a meeting hall located inside Daibaru. Several universities and research institutions hold special seminars here. UPX is UPS. The guy isn't as much of a lewd guy as Pharaoh is. Whoa! Okay, which guy are you referring to? And Pharaoh isn't that lewd. Tokyo Denki University, where Daru and I go to school, collaborates with ATF to set up satellite classes. Summer credits, basically. We have to attend the seminar and write a report. My extra credit. Come to think of it, what's today's seminar about again? I'll look it up before the summer holiday began. I should have written it down.
ご覧ください。秋葉原駅前のビルに謎の巨大物体が墜落しています。現在、警察による規制が敷かれ、ビルの前まで行くことはできませんが、遠くから見る限りでは墜落した物体は人工衛星のように見えます。
Yeah, let's be real. Binks is the lewd one. More so than Pharaoh. Pharaoh makes the occasional bazonga jokes, but he's not as lewd as Binks, let's be honest. Alright, oh, I got a message. And this is how the phone function works, and I'm not too happy about it, actually. Okay, so from Mayuri, subject Oopa. You know, I'm really sad about dropping my Oopa. It's worse than last year when I missed buying Fatty Guro Froggy. Guro Froggy. Especially drunk Bings. The guy I'm referring to is the one who tried to make Mayuri say that thing. Oh no, he is a huge ass perv. That man is the biggest perv. Daru is the biggest perv. And we'll keep talking about that later. That's from Mayuri. Responding to every last aspect of a message is a waste of time. I should just pick one topic to respond to. Or maybe I won't reply at all. Guys, look, it's Catherine! Also, I think you didn't have to type that twice, Poke Girl. I got the context already, and you accidentally called me Pharaoh in that context. But no, I have heard what comes out of his mouth, obviously, and I'm still gonna say it. He's not that pervy. He's not that lewd. Compared to Nico B, compared to Bings, even compared to me, he's not that. He's like the tip of the iceberg. We're all like deep under. Anyway. Oh, okay. Is it gonna let me? Hey. There we go. I feel your pain. The thing was worth a fortune. Our precious research funds. There, that should do it.
Ah, 涼しい。生き返るぜ。あばばばばばばばばばばばば。
Well, Skinny's not even that lewd either, so it's just like two vastly different scales. They're like they're really on the they're like the literal surface, and then deep under is the rest of us, honestly. Even Justin's more lewd than Pharaoh, let's be honest. And you can't deny that, Justin, after what you've done in that last stream for the college kids. And like his Twitch codes are more of like out of context thing that he didn't even intend to say. Mostly because I'm a douche. Unlike the lab, Dibera has air conditioners, making it an oasis for poor students like us. The college kids. Yet another reason for our diligent participation in this seminar.
電話レンジ過去仮の件だが、俺は答えを導き出したかもしれん。
そのカッコ借りってめんどいからいい加減やめるべき。
Exactly. So you're comparing like a thing that it's like not scaled right. Like you can't it's not like something that really should be compared. Because like Skinny is like next to nothing. Pharaoh is slightly next to nothing, and then Bing's, me, Justin, and 90% of everybody else is like this why. Like it's not something you can. Let's drop this. I'm tired of this. I won't give in that easily. Even if no other lab member use name subject to be changed, I will carry on. No, I gotta read that line again. I won't give in that easily. Even if no other lab members use name subject to be changed, I will carry on until the day we decide its true name. I don't really know, Poke Girl. I'm dropping this conversation.
お得意のとんでも理論でもひらめいちゃったん？
何を言うか。俺はいつもこの世の神羅万象すら超越したあらゆる可能性について思考を巡らせているのだ。とんでもとか言うな。
神羅万象を超越ってつまり何でもありってことじゃね？ 理論ってレベルじゃねえぞ。
Stop interrupting me. At this rate, I'll never get to my point.
ダルよ、電話レンジカッコ仮はシュタインズゲートを開く鍵だという気がするのだが、どう思う？
Roll credits.
そのシュタインなんとかってところからして意味不明なわけだが。
Let me share my revelations about the phone wave name subject to be changed, damn you! My brilliant idea will clearly find no purchase with Daru. Time to change the topic.
ダルはラジカンに見物に行かないのか？
どうせ言っても見られないっしょ。もちろんネットに上がってくる情報にはほぼ目を通してるのだぜ。アットちゃんのスレ数100超えたし、勢いすげえ。
But when I ask him if there's any information about Makise Kurisu on A channel,
またその話かよ。
またその話とはどういう意味だ？
だって1週間前にも僕にそんなメール送ってきたじゃん。
Justin, you're lying.
メール？俺が？何よバカな！マキセ・クリスが殺されているのを見たのはほんの3時間前だぞ。
そういえばあのメール変な感じだったな。送信日時が1週間後になってた。つまり未来から来たっつうか。
He's right. The email was sent from my phone. It was split into 3 mails. Someone stabbed Makise K. Risu, don't.
これは3時間前に誰に送ったメールだ？
Technically, its entire sentence, somebody stabbed Makise Kurisu, fits. I don't know why they had that don't part. A chime signaled our arrival on the 5th floor. The elevator door opens slowly. And we step out of the elevator. I see a girl. And I recognize her. Impossible. Chills run down my spine. I can't move a finger. I stare at her face in disbelief. Makise Kurisu!
何か
Whoa! I wonder what happened. Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. No. In this one moment, this is technically where the first episode ends, and I basically got through the first episode of the anime in 4 hours when you include the other stream. Yikes! 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 I know what's gonna happen after. I'm not sure if I want to stop here.